Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on Baba's big wide world. It's nice to see so many people, and I think people will join. And you may be able to hear Kippy here. So she participates. My little dog is a Boston Terrier, just like Elizabeth's. So Danny Ladinsky, as Betty said, does renderings of Hafiz. He would be the first to say he doesn't do translations, but they're lovely. And sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're sad. And the variety that he brings is so exciting and fun. So we're going to use the raise your hands method, and I think maybe Angela will put it in the chat for me of what.
Ruthie's got it.
Okay, Ruthie's got it. Yes. In fact, I hadn't seen who all is here. Yes, she does. Ruthie's my bud. Ruthie is the one that told me about the Artie and got me involved. So thanks to Ruthie for doing the tech support. So raise your hands and jump in the pool here, and let's read some Hafiz that's brought to us by Daniel Ladinsky.
Gayle, I was just curious if you had communicated with Danny at all. Does he know we're doing this?
Angela had talked to him. I have not.
Yeah, I talked to him and he's not interested in jumping into the tech. So unfortunately, he was not interested in even trying, but I told him we would do it anyway. He said, yeah, of course. So here we are.
We're going to start with Ruthie and others who have some of Danny's poems. Please raise your hands. Start with Ruth.
Jay Baba. Well, I'm going to start one that doesn't have fart in it. And then the next one will have fart in it. Okay. This one's called Cast All Your Votes for Dancing. I know the voice of depression still calls to you. I know those habits that can ruin your life still send their invitations. But you are with a friend now and look so much stronger. You can stay that way and even bloom. Keep squeezing drops of sun from your prayers and work and music and from your companion's beautiful laughter. Keep squeezing drops of sun from the sacred hands and glance of your beloved. And my dear, from the most insignificant movements of your own holy body. Learn to recognize the counterfeit coins that may buy you just a moment of pleasure, but then drag you for days like a broken man behind a farting camel. Sorry, I guess this is the one with fart in it. You are with the friend now. Learn what actions of yours delight him, what actions of yours bring freedom and love. Whenever you say God's name, dear pilgrim, my ears wish my head was missing so that they could kiss each other and applaud all your nourishing wisdom. Oh, keep squeezing drops of sun from your prayers and works and music and from your companion's beautiful laughter and from the most insignificant movement of your own holy body. Now, sweet one, be wise. Cast all your votes for dancing. Jay Baba.
Jay Baba. And you've got another? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm looking for the other one. Does somebody else have one?
I do. I'll do. I love it that he has bonus poems in the front of the subject tonight is love. And this book, Daniel Ladinsky autographed for me and wrote a note. We were at the Maher Center. And I love it that the bonus poems are at the beginning. Apparently in this volume, earlier volumes, the poems were in there and then they got left out. So now they're in the front. If I told you the truth, if I told you the truth about God, you might think I was an idiot. If I lied to you about the beautiful one, you might parade me through the streets shouting, "This guy is a genius." The world has its pants on backwards. It carries its values and knowledge in a jug with a big hole in it. Thus, having a clear grasp of the situation, if I am asked anything these days, I just laugh. he just makes me laugh. Baba makes me laugh too. I have lots of his books. I can only put my hands on 2. It's like, okay. I had some earlier and I had a duplicate. And I thought, well, I might take this to Elizabeth. And I don't know what I did with it, but I've got plenty of poems here. Ruth, are you ready to go? We maybe just tag teaming. Oh, Betty. Let's go.
I'm avoiding the sun here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I would read. This is from I Heard God Laughing, which I think was the first one. You can't see too well, but anyway, I think it was the first one to come out. And it's especially, it has this beautiful little drawing on. It's 3B in the style of these Persian miniatures of a. I'm assuming that's a picture of Hafiz. I don't know if you can see with a deer. Anyway, it's a lovely cover. And I thought he writes a bit about his process. So if that's okay, I'll just read a bit. Then I have lots of favorite poems too. He says, so I'm just going to excerpt. I quickly discovered that even in English, a single Hafiz poem, often a single couplet, could be approached from many points of view. A single stanza of Hafiz could generate whole families of independent poems in English, each exploring some aspect of the original. Earlier he says that, sorry, I go back just a little farther. Persian is a flexible and mutable language, and Hafiz was an absolute master of it. Persian speaking friends say that in some of his poems, each word can have 7 or 8 shades of meaning and a variety of interpretations. A single couplet can be translated in many different ways, and each one would be, quote, right. So a single stanza of Hafiz could generate whole families of independent poems in English, each explaining some aspect of the original. One might call the results renderings or renditions of Hafiz rather than translations. To render an artistic work means to interpret, to express, to realize. The word can also mean surrendering and yielding. In this case, opening to the guidance of the spirit contained within the poetry. Thus, my poems are not translations in any traditional sense. They are not intended to be literal or scholarly or even accurate, but I hope they are true, faithful to the living spirit of this divine poet. And then it's my understanding that when Hafiz created his poems, he often spoke them or sang them spontaneously, and his companions wrote the verses down later. Even if one does not know Persian, it's easy to appreciate the rhythm and music of his playful verse when one hears it recited aloud. Many of his poems were set to popular tunes, and they are still sung now, 600 years later, all over the East. Several of these English renderings have already inspired new songs of Hafiz for the West by many gifted musicians. I'm sure Hafiz would be delighted. These poems are meant to be recited, sung, even happily shouted, if it won't disturb the neighbors too much. So, okay.
Thank you for that. You read part of that last night in Artie, and I'm thrilled that you read that to us. To be clear, so that we are free to enjoy the heck out of these.
Right. I've got it. Can I read one?
Go for it. Go. More than one would be fine.
Someone should start laughing. This is Tina here. There you are here, Tina. There's a couple of great ones on laughing. I have 1,000 brilliant lies for the question, how are you? I have 1,000 brilliant lies for the question, what is God? If you think that the truth can be known from words, if you think that the sun and the ocean can pass through that tiny opening called the mouth, oh, someone should start laughing. Someone should start wildly laughing now.
Do another. Yeah.
Oh, it's Ruthie. Ruthie, I'll tag team. Ruthie, you go.
Okay, this one's called And Applaud. Once a young man came to me and said, "Dear master, I am feeling strong and brave today, and I would like to know the truth about all of my attachments." And I replied, "Attachments? Attachments? Sweetheart, do you really want me to speak to you about all your attachments? Well, I can see so clearly you have built with so much care such a great brothel to house all of your pleasures. You have even surrounded the whole damn place with armed guards and vicious dogs to protect your desires, so that you can sneak away from time to time and try to squeeze light into your parched being from a source as fruitful as a dry date pit that even a bird is wise enough to spit out. Your attachments, my dear, let's not speak of those, for Hafiz understands the suffering of your heart. Hafiz knows the torments and the agonies that every mind on the way to annihilation in the sun must endure. So at night in my prayers, I often stop and ask 1,000 angels to join in and applaud anything in this world that can bring your heart comfort.
Jay Baba, let's just go in a row until somebody else, just go in a circle. Betty, go ahead, and then I'll follow you, and then I'll watch for other hands as people want to share.
Okay, this is it. You better start kissing me. Throw away all your begging bowls at God's door, for I have heard the beloved prefers sweet, threatening shouts. Something on the order of, "Hey, beloved, my heart is a raging volcano of love for you. You better start kissing me or else."
Wonderful, wonderful. I was looking there. I thought I had one marked, but I'll just do this one. And I'm reading from a year in Hafez. This happens to be February 26th, when all the haggling is complete. Don't let that tame-looking lion fool you, that sweet old man over there. Kippy's snoring, if you want to know who's snoring. You think this is an arm and leg you see on me? He ate those years ago and crafted these illusions in their place. I am talking about that guy, Attar, my master. I lived close to him for 40 years. Die before you die, said the Prophet Muhammad. What do you think that feels like? It's no game for the faint-hearted. It's living hell, for there will be nothing left of you but a molten, bright sphere. Seems like a good trade, though, a fantastic deal, when all the tough haggling is complete. Ruth, got something?
Well, I just opened up the gift, and there's one called To Build a Swing. You carry all the ingredients to turn your life into a nightmare. Don't mix them. You have all the genius to build a swing in your backyard for God. That sounds like a hell of a lot more fun. Let's start laughing, drawing blueprints, gathering our talented friends. I will help you with my divine lyre and drum. Hafiz will sing 1,000 words. You can take them into your hands like golden saws, silver hammers, polished teakwood, strong silk rope. You carry all the ingredients to turn your existence into joy. Mix them. Mix them.
That was fun. That was good, Ruth. How about Betty?
Okay, this is Keeping Watch. It's a little more subdued. Boy, hearing all these poems, he's so exuberant. Okay, this Keeping Watch. Begin. In the morning, when I began to wake, it happened again. That feeling that you, beloved, had stood over me all night, keeping watch. That feeling that as soon as I began to stir, you put your lips on my forehead and lit a holy lamp inside my heart.
He is just never short of something that just really makes you laugh and think. I've got some angels grumble. Every time a man upon the path does not keep his word, some angels grumble and have to remove a few of the bets they had placed upon his heart to win. All right. Who knew that angels grumble?
Can you read it again?
Absolutely. Fortunately, I did not. I did mark it. Some angels grumble. Every time a man upon the path does not keep his word, some angels grumble and have to remove a few of the bets they had placed upon his heart to win. It's fun to read them again. Yeah, when they're short, they're compact.
Yeah. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's short, but I think of it every time I bump into someone. Not that I'm bumping into anyone these days, but back in the day, pre-C, when I would bump into someone, this always came to mind. It's called Two Giant Fat People. Begin. God and I have become like two giant fat people living in a tiny boat. We keep bumping into each other and laughing. I love it. God and I have become like two giant fat people living in a tiny boat. We keep bumping into each other and laughing.
That says it all, Ruth. How about, Betty?
Okay. I took it as a sign. Someone sent a band to my house and it started playing at 5 in the morning. I took this as a sign God wanted me to sing. Then the moon joined in and a few of the tenor-voiced stars, and the earth offered its lovely belly as a drum. Before I knew it, I realized all human beings could be happy if they just had a few music lessons from a sweet old maestro like Hafiz.
Yes, we all need those music lessons. I've got the vegetables. Today, the vegetables would like to be cut by someone who is singing God's name. How could Hafiz know such top secret information? Because we were once all tomatoes, potatoes, onions, or zucchini. Which were you? That's me, not him. All right, Ruth.
I'm an apple.
All right. That is good.
This is one that I sing, but it's a rendition of that. And of course, there are so many other ways it's been written, but this is called In Need of the Breath. My heart is an unset jewel upon the tender night, yearning for its dear old friend, the moon. When the nameless one debuts again, 10,000 facets of my being unfurl wings and reveal such a radiance inside, I enter a realm divine. I too begin to so sweetly cast light like a lamp through the streets of this world. My heart is an unset jewel upon existence, waiting for the friend's touch. Tonight, my heart is an unset ruby, offered bowed and weeping to the sky. I am dying in these cold, wee hours for the resplendent glance of God. I am dying because of a divine remembrance of who I really am. Hafiz, tonight your soul is a brilliant reed instrument in need of the breath of the Christ. Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba, Ruthie. Betty?
Tina, are you there? This is for you. Laughter. What is laughter? What is laughter? It is God waking up. Oh, it is God waking up. It is the sun poking its sweet head out from behind a cloud. You have been carrying, a cloud you have been carrying too long, veiling your eyes and heart. It is light breaking ground for a great structure that is your real body, called truth. It is happiness applauding itself and then taking flight to embrace everyone and everything in this world. Laughter is the pole star, held in the sky by our beloved, who eternally says, "Yes, dear ones, come this way toward me and love. Come with your tender mouths moving and your beautiful tongues conducting songs, and with your movements, your magic movements of hands and feet and glands and cells dancing. Know that to God's eye, all movement is a wondrous language, and music, such exquisite, wild music. Oh, what is laughter, Hafiz? What is this precious love and laughter building in our hearts? It is the glorious sound of a soul waking up. Jai Baba.
You know, these are so delicious. He has such a way with words. He is a true wordsmith. I've got mastery in servitude. There is no place for I can't in love. A thought like that goes against the grain of light's astounding ability. I saw Caring's beauty in action. There was a splendor there I needed to imbibe. But such a force, mastery in service, it tears you from your moorings. It will bring you to an arena where a gladiator will need to become but one that may never get cheered. Some heroic deed you will do in silence, for that is greatness's preference, no fame. If the world comes to know you, be a good host to the attention you get. Use all as a tool, dear, to build a shelter for your mind and others in need. Ruth?
I'm going to try to read one. I haven't read it through, so good luck. The Purity of Desire by Dan Ladinsky. It's 100 poems of Rumi. So just switch a little bit, even though it's not a switch at all. This one's called I Am Looking for an Apprentice. The scent of the rose garden reached you. Otherwise, you would have no knowledge of these words. If you went to the house of a kind old woman whose pantry was full, welcoming she would be. She might have you sit right before her and with skilled eyes sum you up to determine what could be your favorite of those she could cook. I am like that. Someone with a marvelous wine cellar who loves to entertain and who has a keen sense of what you most need. It is so. Solomon was a wise ruler. There is a school both he and I attended. Knowing what your own heart really wants is knowing what everyone is really striving for. Compassion and kinship follow. The way my feet respect each other and can work in a natural union. The way my feet respect each other and can work in a natural unison, I can now with all. If you go a week and not belittle anyone in thought, word, or deed, let me know. For I am looking for an apprentice, an heir.
Wow.
The last line is, if you can go a week and not belittle anyone in thought, word, or deed, let me know. For I am looking for an apprentice, an heir.
Wow. He gets to all of it, the good, the bad, the funny, the tough. Okay, Betty, what have you got for us?
This is a tethered falcon. This is back to Hafiz. My heart sits on the arm of God like a tethered falcon, suddenly unhooded. I am now blessedly crazed because my master's astounding effulgence is in constant view. My piercing eyes, which have searched every world for tenderness and love, now look on the royal target, the wild Holy One, whose beauty illuminates existence. My soul endures a magnificent longing. I am a tethered falcon with great wings and sharp talons poised, every sinew taut like a sacred bow, quivering at the edge of myself and eternal freedom. Though still held in check by a miraculous divine golden cord. Beloved, I am waiting for you to free me into your mind and infinite being. I am pleading in absolute helplessness to hear finally your words of grace. Fly, fly into me. Hafiz, who can understand your sublime nearness and separation?
Oh, that was a good one, Betty. Thank you. I've got beautiful hands. This is the kind of friend you are. Without making me realize my soul's anguished history, you slip into my house at night while I am sleeping. You silently carry off all my sufferings and sordid past in your beautiful hands. And I'm going to read that again. It's just lovely. Beautiful hands. This is the kind of friend you are. Without making me realize my soul's anguished history, you slip into my house at night. And while I am sleeping, you silently carry off all my suffering and sordid past in your beautiful hands. Wow, that's awesome. What have you got for us, Ruthie?
This one's called A Golden Compass from I Heard God Laughing. Hafiz. Forget every idea of right and wrong any classroom ever taught you, because an empty heart, a tormented mind, unkindness, jealousy, and fear are always the testimony you have been completely fooled. Turn your back on those who would imprison your wondrous spirit with deceit and lies. Come join the honest company of the king's beggars, those gamblers, scoundrels, and divine clowns, and those astonishing fair courtesans who need divine love every night. Come join the courageous who have no choice but to bet their entire world that indeed, God is real. I will lead you in the circle of the beloved's cunning thieves, those playful royal rogues, the ones you can trust for true guidance, who can aid you in this blessed calamity of life. Hafiz, look at the perfect one, at the circle's center. He spins and whirls like a golden compass beyond all that is rational, to show this dear world that everything in existence does point to God.
I love his seriousness ones. That's great. Betty?
Okay. This is called Several Times in the Last Week. Ever since happiness heard your name, it has been running through the streets trying to find you. And several times in the last week, God Himself has even come to my door asking for your address. I think He's talking to us. Asking me, I'll start over again. Ever since happiness heard your name, it has been running through the streets trying to find you. And several times in the last week, God Himself has even come to my door asking me for your address. Once I said, God, I thought you knew everything. Why are you asking me where your lovers live? And the beloved replied, Indeed, Hafiz, I do know everything, but it is fun playing dumb once in a while. And I love intimate chat and the warmth of your heart's fire. Maybe we should make this poem into a song. I think it has potential. How does the refrain sound? For I know it is a truth. Ever since happiness heard your name, it's been running through the streets trying to find you. And several times in the last week, God Himself has come to my door, so sweetly asking for your address, wanting the beautiful warmth of your heart's fire.
Wow, that was just lovely. Just
Beautiful, Betty.
he has a way, doesn't he? I mean, you always know it's Dan Ladinsky.
I think Angela's word was exuberant. Yeah.
Just sit there. Just sit there right now. Don't do a thing. Just rest. For your separation from God is the hardest work in this world. Let me bring you trays of food and something that you like to drink. You can use my soft words as a cushion for your head. How does he come up with all this? It's just delightful.
Well,
okay, Ruth, your turn.
Yeah, he used to call the original kitchen. I remember picking up the phone once and he said, "Oh, this is Danny. How does that sound? I mean, it was just, yeah. I don't know if anybody else had that, but I did. Okay, this one's called When the Violin. When the violin can forgive the past, it starts singing. When the violin can stop worrying about the future, you will become such a drunk, laughing nuisance that God will then lean down and start combing you into his hair. When the violin can forgive every wound caused by others, the heart starts singing. I'm going to read it again. When the violin can forgive the past, it starts singing. When the violin can stop worrying about the future, you will become such a drunk, laughing nuisance that God will then lean down and start combing you into his hair. When the violin can forgive every wound caused by others, the heart will start singing.
Nice. Thanks. I see that Marcia has her hand raised. Please join the party, Marcia.
I just went to my bookshelf and I didn't realize I had the book. I have his book on my shelf and I didn't even ever read it. So I'm going to read, it opened up to the great secret. God was full of wine last night, so full of wine that he let a great secret slip. He said, there is no man on this earth who needs a pardon from me, for there is really no such thing as sin. The beloved has gone completely wild. He has poured himself into me. I am blissful and drunk and overflowing. Dear world, draw life from my sweet body. Dear wayfaring souls, come drink your fill of liquid rubies, for God has made my heart an eternal fountain.
Wow. Great selection. Beautifully read.
I just opened it.
Yeah, okay. We're just going to keep going in the circle.
Okay.
So now
Great.
we've got Betty.
Okay. I'm going to go back to his forward. He talks more about the process. He says, these renderings are based on a remarkable translation of Hafiz by H. Wilberforce Clark, originally published in 1891. I work from a beautiful 2-page volume, 101-page edition of Clark's work, recently republished in Iran. I also borrow and shape ideas and thoughts from a few of the many other available translations of Hafiz. A select bibliography of sources is included at the end of this book, along with information about the life of Hafiz and the background of his poetry. You know, we were just talking about where this comes from. I guess he kind of riffs off of those original poems, I guess. Okay, now I've got 2 here. Manic screaming. We should make all spiritual talk simple today. God is trying to sell you something, but you don't want to buy. This is what your suffering is, your fantastic haggling, your manic screaming over the price. Maybe I'll read it again. Manic screaming. We should make all spiritual talk simple today. God is trying to sell you something, but you don't want to buy. That is what your suffering is, your fantastic haggling, your manic screaming over the price. Then here's another short one. My brilliant image. One day the sun admitted, I am just a shadow. I wish I could show you the infinite incandescence, and then in tej, the word tej must be Farsi in parens. The infinite incandescence, tej, that has cast my brilliant image. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. So I'll read that again. My brilliant image. One day the sun admitted, I am just a shadow. I wish I could show you the infinite incandescence, tej, that has cast my brilliant image. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being.
That's just lovely. And thanks for reading the explanations. It helps a lot. Appreciate that, Betty. Okay, I've got absolutely clear. Don't surrender your loneliness so quickly. Let it cut deep. Let it ferment and season you as few human or even divine ingredients can. Something is missing in my heart tonight. Something missing in my heart tonight has made my eyes so soft, my voice so tender, my need of God absolutely clear. And I'm going to read that again, short but poignant. Absolutely clear. Don't surrender your loneliness so quickly. Let it cut more deep. Let it ferment and season you as few human or even divine ingredients can. Something is missing in my heart tonight. It's made my eyes so soft, my voice so tender, my need of God absolutely clear. That may be my favorite of the day so far. Ruthie, and then it'll be Marcia.
Yeah, you picked the one I was going to read.
Really?
I had marked that one. Yeah, I love that one too. I read it at Artie. Absolutely clear. Okay. And in the COVID time, it's been very clear that we have times of loneliness. Scratching my back. You can think of Hafiz as a divine old dog who just keeps scratching his back on the moon. Oh, I don't care about your thoughts or what you have ever done. Just open this book whenever you are sad, for I love the way you smile. And then on the opposite page is another short one. If you don't stop that. I used to live in a cramped house with confusion and pain. But then I met the friend and started getting drunk and singing all night. Confusion and pain started acting nasty, making threats with talk like this. If you don't stop that, all that fun, we're leaving.
All right. Well, this is too fun to leave right now. We're having a fun time. Marcia, have you got one for us? She's muted. Okay, we will.
I got it. Okay.
Oh, good.
Saints bowing in the mountains. Do you know how beautiful you are? I think not, my dear. For as you talk of God, I see great parades with wildly colorful bands streaming from your mind and heart, carrying wonderful and secret messages to every corner of this world. I see saints bowing in the mountains hundreds of miles away to the wonder of sounds that break into light from your most common words. Speak to me of your mother, your cousins, and your friends. Tell me of squirrels and birds you know. Awaken your legion of nightingales. Let them soar wild and free in the sky and begin to sing to God. Let's all begin to sing to God. Do you know how beautiful you are? I think not, my dear. Yes, Hafiz. Could set you upon a stage and worship you forever.
Wow.
Boy, that was special. Which book is that from, Marcia?
I Hear God Laughing, renderings of Hafiz. It's
Cool.
page
I'm looking for.
page 33.
Nice. I'm looking forward to finding one of my 2 copies. Okay, Betty.
This one also from that book. You don't have to act crazy anymore. You don't have to act crazy anymore. We all know you were good at that. Now retire, my dear, from all that hard work you do, of bringing pain to your sweet eyes and heart. Look in a clear mountain mirror. See the beautiful ancient warrior and the divine elements you always carry inside that infused this universe with sacred life so long ago and join you eternally with all existence, with God. Shall I read it again? I'll read it again. You don't have to act crazy anymore. You, we all know you were good at that. Now retire, my dear, from all that hard work you do of bringing pain to your eyes, sweet eyes and heart. Look in a clear mountain mirror. See the beautiful ancient warrior and the divine elements you always carry inside that infused this universe with sacred life so long ago and join you eternally with all existence, with God. Jai Baba.
Just splendid. Okay, at this party, I don't want to be the only one here telling all the secrets, filling up all the bowls at this party, taking all the laughs. I would like you to start putting things on the table that can also feed the soul the way I do. That way, we can invite a hell of a lot more friends. I'm gonna run that by us because we all need to know, we need a party these days, don't we? At this party, I don't want to be the only one here telling all the secrets, filling up all the bowls at this party, taking all the laughs. I would like you to start putting things on the table that can also feed the soul the way I do. That way, we can invite a hell of a lot more friends. So glad for the friends we have today. Take it, Ruthie.
This one's called Where the Drum Lost Its Mind. You are one of us now because you cannot forget his beauty. If we all lifted our shirts in unison, the stitched marks around our blessed wounds could all join hands and commiserate for hours. Near the campsite of love, the drum lost its mind. Thus our eyes now wear God's royal seal. Look, Huma's wing cast a great shadow upon this earth, and there the world wisely built 1,000 temples, whose pillar arms reach up towards him. I see you have the luminous afflictions from visiting his oasis of light, from visiting God's own private chamber. Indeed, indeed, you are one of us, and the golden drum that surrenders its life will come to so sweetly play, so divinely laugh like Hafiz.
Thank you, Ruthie. So well read. We've got Rita joining us. Jump on in the pool, Rita. What
All
have you
right.
got for us?
Hi, everybody. Jay Baba. Good to see you. Been loving listening to all these. This is a little one from Love Poems from God by Daniel. And this is from St. Teresa of Avila. It's called Not Yet Tickled. How did those priests ever get so serious and preach all that gloom? I don't think God tickled them yet. Oh, beloved, hurry.
Read it again. That was great.
Okay. Not yet tickled. How did those priests ever get so serious and preach all that gloom? I don't think God tickled them yet. Beloved, hurry.
Rita, are you my Rita from Carrie?
Yes, I am, my love.
I thought so. You're my Rita. Okay. All right. Next, we've got Marcia.
Okay, someone who can kiss God. Come to my house late at night. Do not be shy. Hafiz will be barefoot and dancing. I will be in such a grand and generous mood. Come to my door at any hour, even if your eyes are frightened by my light. My heart and arms are open and need no rest. They will always welcome you. Come in, my dear, from the harsh world that has rained elements of stone upon your tender face. Every soul should receive a toast from us for bravery. Bring all the bottles of wine you own to this divine table, the earth we share. If your cellar is empty, this whole universe could drink forever from mine.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Do you want me to read it again? No? Sure. Someone who can kiss God. Come to my house late at night. Do not be shy. Hafez will be barefoot and dancing. I will be in such a grand and generous mood. Come to my door at any hour, even if your eyes are frightened by my light. My heart and arms are open and need no rest. They will always welcome you. Come in, my dear, from that harsh world that has rained elements of stone upon your tender face. Every soul should receive a toast from us for bravery. Bring all the bottles of wine you own to this divine table, the earth we share. If your cellar is empty, this whole universe could drink forever from mine. That's pretty. Wow.
That's just fantastic. And you do such a nice job reading it. Okay, Betty.
This one's called Circles. The moon is most happy when it is full, and the sun always looks like a perfectly minted gold coin that was just polished and placed in flight by God's playful kiss. And so many varieties of fruit hang plump and round from branches that seem like a sculptor's hands. I see the beautiful curve of a pregnant belly shaped by a soul within, and the earth itself and the planets and the spheres. I have gotten the hint. There is something about circles that the beloved likes. Hafiz, within the circle of a perfect one, there is an infinite community of light.
Lovely.
Sure. All right, circles. Circles. The moon is most happy when it is full, and the sun always looks like a perfectly minted gold coin that was just polished and placed in flight by God's playful kiss. And so many varieties of fruit hang plump and round from branches that seem like a sculptor's hands. I see the beautiful curve of a pregnant belly shaped by a soul within, and the earth itself and the planets and the spheres. I have gotten the hint. There is something about circles the beloved likes. Hafiz, within the circle of a perfect one, there is an infinite community of light.
Even more lovely the second time. Now Rita's got something, and Rita will just continue in the circle. So you'll be after Betty, and go ahead, Rita.
Okay, I've got two short ones, if that's all right.
Sure.
Okay, this again is from Love Poems from God. This is Tukaram. First, he looked confused. I could not lie anymore, so I started to call my dog God. First, he looked confused. Then he started smiling. Then he even danced. I kept at it. Now he doesn't even bite. I'm wondering if this might work on people.
Fabulous. It's so wonderful. Read it again because it's just
Okay, yeah.
priceless, just priceless.
It's titled First He Looked Confused, and it's Tukaram. I could not lie anymore, so I started to call my dog God. First he looked confused. Then he started smiling. Then he even danced. I kept at it. Now he doesn't even bite. I'm wondering if this might work on people. The other one is just a couple lines. Tukaram again. I assaulted the Holy One.
Rita, we're losing you. We're losing your sound, honey. It's a little bit hollow is all.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pass. Go ahead.
Do you
Okay.
want? Okay.
Yeah, and figure out if you can join us another way, because we love having you in this circle here. So keep trying. Okay, because I will call on you in the circle again. Okay. I have two short ones. Amorous ideas. The moon asked me to meet her in a field tonight. I think she has amorous ideas. Fantastic. Okay, and another even shorter one. On this journey, where am I going on this glorious journey? To your house, of course. All right, Ruth, here in the circle.
All right, mine's not as light. It's called Forgive the Dream. All your images of winter I see against your sky. I understand the wounds that have not healed in you. They exist because God and love have yet to become real enough to allow you to forgive the dream. You still listen to an old alley song that brings your body pain. Now chain your ears to his pacing drum and flute. Fix your eyes upon the magnificent arch of his brow that supports and allows this universe to expand. Your hands, feet, and heart are wise and want to know the warmth of a perfect one's circle. A true saint is an earth in eternal spring. Uh-oh, there's more. Inside the veins of a petal on a blooming redbud tree are hidden worlds where Hafiz sometimes resides. I will spread a Persian carpet there, woven with light. We can drink wine from a gourd I hollowed and dried on the roof of my home. I will bring bread I have kneaded that contains my own divine genes, and cheese from a calf I raised. My love for your master is such you can just lean back and I will feed you this truth. Your wounds of love can only heal when you can forgive this dream.
Ooh, that was just sublime. Thank you, Ruth. Okay, we're going to go to Marcia, then Betty, then me, then Rita, and hopefully Rita will be resolved. Okay.
This is short. It's called The Wayfarer. Wayfarer, your whole mind and body have been tied to the foot of the divine elephant with 1,000 golden chains. Now begin to rain intelligence and compassion upon all your tender, wounded selves, and realize the profound absurdity of thinking that you can ever go anywhere or do anything without God's will. Then I found something in the front of the book that says you are with the friend now. I don't know if you read any of the stuff. It says Hafiz describes some of the preparations required for the inner journey of love. He urges us to let go of habitual negative attitudes and unnecessary attachments which only weigh us down. To make this journey, we must be light, happy, and free to go dancing. I wish I could show you, when you are lonely or in the darkness, the astounding light of your own being. Okay.
So nice. So effusive. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Betty.
This is called The Jeweler. If a naive and desperate man brings a precious stone to the only jeweler in town, wanting to sell it, the jeweler's eyes will begin to play a game. Like most eyes in the world when they look at you, the jeweler's face will stay calm. He will not want to reveal the stone's true value, but to hold the man captive to fear and greed while he calculates the value of the transaction. But one moment with me, my dear, will show you that there's nothing Hafiz wants from you. When you sit before a master like me, even if you are a drooling mess, my eyes sing with excitement. They see your divine worth.
Thank you, Betty. Terrific choice. Okay, now my turn. Because of our wisdom, in many parts of this world, water is scarce and precious. People sometimes have to walk a great distance, then carry their heavy jugs upon their heads. Because of our wisdom, we will travel far for love. All movement is a sign of thirst. Most speaking really says, I am hungry to know you. Every desire of your body is holy. Every desire of your body is holy. Dear ones, why wait until you are dying to discover that divine truth? Serious and true. Thanks. Okay, Rita.
Hey, can you all hear me now? I got on my computer.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Two short ones. First one is Tukaram, and it's really silly. I assaulted the Holy One. I assaulted the Holy One when he left the tavern last night. Boy, was he soused. Lucky he wasn't driving. Really silly. The other one is Meister Eckhart, and these are all from these love poems, which is just a wonderful book. I bet God, if he let go of my hand, I would weep so loudly. I would petition with all my might. I would cause so much trouble that I bet God would come to his senses and never do that again. Thank you.
Beautifully read. Oh, all right. Ruthie, you're at the top of the batting order.
All right. Well, I didn't realize, so I'll just have to open it up.
You want us to skip to Marcia?
Let's see. How about this? Like a life-giving sun. You could become a great horseman and help to free yourself in this world, though only if you and prayer become sweet lovers. It is a naive man who thinks we are not engaged in a fierce battle. For I see and hear brave foot soldiers all around me going mad, falling on the ground in excruciating pain. You could become a victorious horseman and carry your heart through this world like a life-giving sun, though only if you and God become sweet lovers.
Ah, great selection. Beautifully read. Okay, I think this may be our last round because we've had a wonderful hour. So let's go to Marcia.
Hold on. Was I unmuted before or not? Let me start
Go
over.
ahead, Marsh.
Awake a while, awake a while. It does not have to be forever, right now. One step upon the sky's soft skirt would be enough. Hafiz, awake a while. Just one true moment of love will last for days. Rest all your elaborate plans and tactics for knowing him, for they are all just frozen spring buds far, so far from the summer's divine goal. Awake, my dear, be kind to your sleeping heart. Take it out into the vast fields of light and let it breathe. Say, love, give me back my wings. Lift me nearer. Say to the sun and moon, say to our dear friend, I will take you up now, beloved, on the wonderful dance you promised.
So beautiful, Marcia. That was terrific. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. They're just opening up. It's like, whoa. Yeah.
Betty, have you got a final one for us?
Yeah, it's
Or
called
two?
Exquisitely Woven. Wayfarer, your body is my prayer carpet, for I can see in your eyes that you are exquisitely woven with the finest silk and wool, and that pattern upon your soul has the signature of God, and all your moods and colors of love come from his divine vats of dye and gold. Wayfarer, your body is my shrine. If you had the eyes of a peer, you would, that's P-I-R, a peer, you would see Hafiz kneeling by your side, humming playful tunes and shedding joyful tears upon your wondrous hidden crown. Hey, Jay Baba.
Thank you, Betty. That poem was beautifully crafted and you read it so beautifully. We've got me and then Rita. I have two short ones and I'm going to dedicate them to the coronavirus. This one is called The Happy Virus. I caught the happy virus last night when I was out singing beneath the stars. It is remarkably contagious. So kiss me. And this final one, your medicine. If you have not been taking your medicine lately by saying your prayers every day, how can Hafez seriously listen to all your heartaches about life or God? All right, bring it in, Rita.
Okay, I've got two short ones. The first one is his translation of St. Francis of Assisi. He asked for charity. God came to my house and asked for charity. And I fell on my knees and cried, "Beloved, what may I give?" "Just love," he said, "just love." And the last one is Hafiz, the Christ's breath. And I apologize, I came in a little late, so these have been read, I'm sorry. The Christ's breath. I am a hole in a flute that the Christ's breath moves through. Listen to this music. Jay Baba.
Outstanding, both just outstanding. Well, I want to thank everybody who listened and everybody who read, and thank Daniel Ladinsky most of all, and Baba even more. But had I known this would be so much fun, I would have tried to do this in COVID with you guys way before now. I mean, my heart is just tingling and happy and nourished and feeling loved. So we'll have to remember how delightful this is when we need a boost. And because it's recorded, you can listen and do it on your own sometime. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Gayle,
Thank
for
you.
hosting.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you,
Jay
Gail.
Baba. Jay
So much
Baba.
fun. Hey, Jeff.
Thank you, Ruthie, for being the tech wizard guru.
Happy to be here.
Happy
So
Saturday.
sweet. So
Very
interesting.
beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Jay
Thank you.
Baba.
Thank you, Jay Baba.
Bye-bye.
Baba.
Very beautiful. Thank you all.
Jay Baba.
Jay Baba Ruth.
Jay Baba, sweet Jeff.